In this video, let us see about the most famous term, simple harmonic motion. What is simple harmonic motion? First, let us understand what is oscillation. Oscillation is to and fro motion in a system. The simple example is the simple pendulum. So this is the to and fro motion. That is called as oscillation. Then what is vibration? Oscillation and vibration are similar terms, but there is a little difference between oscillation and vibration. Vibration means oscillation with high frequency and low amplitude. That means if there are 2 points and there is a to and fro motion of a certain body between these 2 points. So this body is traveling from point 1 to point 2 slowly like this. That is called as oscillation. If the distance between the distance between extreme points is very small and this body is oscillating from one point to another rapidly. So this rapid motion between two extreme points is called vibration. If there is a small amplitude and rapid motion, that means this is of high frequency and the distance between mean position to extreme position is low. The distance between mean position and extreme position is called amplitude, and the distance is low, so that is low amplitude. That is called as vibration. Then what is this simple harmonic motion? This vibration occurs in a periodic way. It does generally periodic way. It may occur randomly also. The most common type of a periodic vibration is simple harmonic motion, SHM. So what is this simple harmonic motion? Let us see that with an example of a spring mass system. So now there is a spring and there is some mass M, and so first let us understand why is vibration caused. Why vibration is caused? Why this to and fro oscillation is caused? Suppose if you apply a force, then this is going to deflect in this way. So this is the new position of this mass M. Up to now it is good because it is in equilibrium position by this force K into X. This displacement is X, and the applied force is resisted by this Kx. But problem comes when this force disappears. If I remove this force, what this Kx will do is the resistance force of the spring will be taking this body from this position to it will try to take upside. So due to inertia, this will not stop at this starting initial position. Due to this inertia, it will reach this position. So this is there is a compressive force acting on the spring now. So due to this compressive force, again the Kx will be acting downwards to resist this compressive force. This compressive force is like external force that we applied initially. So due to this the Kx will be acting downwards, and so that this body from this position again moves downwards, and again due to inertia it reaches not this equilibrium position but below the equilibrium position, and again same happens. So this is called as vibration. So this is how vibrations are created. Then what is the simple harmonic motion? So now This is the spring. So if I apply a force, this is going to deflect in this way. Suppose that this is the position when the force is applied, and when force is removed, it reaches, suppose say this is the position when the force is removed. So these 2 points are extremes. This point and this point are extremes. And this is the mean position. Mean position means about that point the body is going to oscillate. So now the body is initially present here. It is made to move up to here with the applied force. But after the removal of force, it travels upside. It does not stop at this equilibrium position. It moves far away from equilibrium position or mean position, and it reaches at extreme point here, and from there, due to this stiffness of a spring, again it moves down, and due to inertia it does not stop at a mean position, and it reaches this extreme position. So this motion, here velocity will be 0, here also velocity will be 0, because it is stopping here and again it is moving upside, and here also it is stopping here and again it is moving downside. So velocities will be 0, and here the velocity will be maximum. This motion can be represented as a circular motion observed in a side view. So if this is the circular motion, I'll zoom it. So this is the circular motion. Now if I consider a body, if I consider this body moving in a circular path, if I consider this body moving in a circular path, and if I observe from any side, so if I observe from this side, this will be appearing as this ball moving in this way will be appearing as, if the body is traveling from here to this point, then if we see from this side, this will be appearing as the body is going top side like this, and from here to here, that will be appearing as it will be coming down, and from here to here, that means it is going up. So this circular motion gives us the velocities, acceleration and everything by this circular motion. So now this point means this one, this point. So from here to here it has traveled, means from body from here to this point, from here to here it traveled, means the body this mass from here to equilibrium position this way, and from here to here means body from mean position to the lowest extreme position, and from this point to this point means again from extreme position to mean position traveling upwards. So this is the simple harmonic motion. The simple harmonic motion is uniform circular motion observed from a side. So now let us find the velocity and displacement. So displacement means from mean position how much it is displaced, from mean position how much it is displaced, that is called as displacement x. So now this is x, this is the value of x. So if the body reaches some point here and this is x, it can be represented on this circle like this. Now this is the radius, this is the radius of the circle. This radius, when reach this point, this radius line, when it reaches this point, then it is called as amplitude. So that means R is equal to A. Amplitude means the maximum displacement achieved by this vibration. So this is called as amplitude. So this amplitude is equal to radius on this circle. So now this is the theta. So if this is rotating with angular velocity omega, omega means angular velocity, that is equal to theta by time. So angular displacement per unit time is called angular velocity. So omega is equal to theta by t. From this, theta is equal to omega t. Now what is this x? X by a is equal to theta. Sorry, x by a is equal to sine theta, or x by r is equal to sine theta. X by r, r is equal to a, so x by a is equal to sine theta. So displacement can be found out by a sine theta, but theta is equal to omega t. So a sine omega t is equal to displacement. So at this point, when it is going upside, at this point when it is going upside, the displacement is a sine omega t. So x dot, that is velocity. Velocity is given by dx by dt. So that will be a omega cos omega t. Differentiation of sine omega t is omega cos omega t. So a omega cos omega t. That means at this position, the velocity of this body, of mass m is a omega cos omega t. Now what is velocity maximum? Vmax. Vmax will be at this at a mean position, at this position and this position. So velocity, maximum velocity will be at the mean position. At mean position means this point reaches here and x will be 0. So at displacement x is equal to 0, velocity will be maximum. So now maximum velocity is equal to now I will write this a omega cos omega t in different term. A omega cos omega t can be written as under root of 1 minus sine square omega t. So taking a inside, that becomes a square minus a square sine square omega t. So omega into under root of a square minus a sine omega t is x. So a square sine square omega t is x square. So velocity is equal to omega into a square minus x square. So maximum velocity is omega into a square under root of a square minus x square. At x is equal to 0, velocity is maximum. So omega into a gives us velocity maximum. Or this can also be found as, so the tangential component will be like this. The tangential component at this point, the tangential component of this velocity is upward. So that is the absolute velocity at that point. So now v is equal to r omega. V is equal to r omega. So here also v is equal to r omega, but we need to consider only horizontal or vertical component. So in this case, the vertical component need to be considered because the motion is in the vertical direction. If the motion is in the horizontal direction, then we need to consider this component. So v is equal to r omega. The upward component is in this way. So r means a, so omega into a gives us maximum velocity. So in two ways it can be found out. Then what is this acceleration? Acceleration is equal to double differentiation of displacement. So d square x divided by dt square or dv by dt. So in two ways it can be represented, in terms of displacement and in terms of velocity. Now differentiating with this velocity, a omega cos omega t. So d by dt of a omega cos omega t. A omega comes outside and differentiation of cos omega t is minus omega sin omega t. So minus a omega square sin omega t. This is the acceleration. This is acceleration. Now a sin omega t, that is called as displacement. So minus omega square into x is the acceleration. So what it is representing? If the displacement is in positive direction, if the displacement is positive, that means it is going far away from mean position. If the displacement is increasing, so at this point x is equal to 0. As it goes to some extreme point, x will be increasing. As x increases, acceleration is decreasing. That means here the velocity is maximum at this equilibrium position. At an extreme position, the velocity is 0. That means it should decelerate. The acceleration is decreasing. The velocity is decreasing. That means the acceleration is negative. Sorry, acceleration is not decreasing. The velocity is decreasing, and so the acceleration. So now acceleration is negative because it is decreasing. If you observe here upside also, from mean position it is reaching this extreme position. The velocity is maximum here, the velocity is 0 here. So the acceleration is negative. Now if velocity, if you consider the body is traveling from this extreme point to mean position, that means here velocity is 0 and here velocity is maximum. The displacement is negative because it is reaching this equilibrium position. That means x is decreasing. X is decreasing means minus x. And velocity from v is equal to 0 to v maximum. That means positive acceleration. Like that. It represents if a displacement is increasing, that means from mean position it is going far away to some extreme position. That means displacement is increasing. So acceleration is decreasing. If a displacement is decreasing, that means from extreme position to mean position the body is coming, then acceleration will be increasing. So this is acceleration. Then what is maximum acceleration? Acceleration will not be constant throughout the motion. So maximum acceleration is equal to minus omega square into a. So when x is equal to r, which is equal to a, then acceleration is maximum. So where is the acceleration maximum? At the extreme positions. At extreme positions the velocity, the acceleration is maximum because at this point the velocity is 0. So from velocity 0 the velocity is going to increase, or you can say that before reaching this point the velocity is decreasing, and from this point the velocity is increasing. So there is a change in direction of velocity, that means from minus to plus, there is a velocity change. So the acceleration will be maximum at extreme points. So that is maximum velocity. Then what is this frequency? Frequency is number of vibrations per unit time. Number of vibrations. Number of vibrations in 1 second, that is called as frequency. If you observe this, if the body is traveling from this point to this and here and again reaches to its equilibrium position, that means again I will know. So the body is at equilibrium position and it has traveled to some extreme position like this, and again it is traveling to another extreme position and again it reaches this position. That is called as one cycle or one vibration. This can be represented on this circle as, so the body from mean position to this top extreme position, that means from here to here it has traveled, from here to here it has traveled, and from this position to again mean position it has traveled, and from this position to the lowest position, the lowest extreme position has traveled, and lowest extreme position to mean position again it has traveled. That means it has completed one vibration in linear and one circular motion in this circular motion. That means angular frequency is equal to omega, simple omega. This is because omega means theta by time. That means this theta is equal to 2 pi radians by time. So that is angular velocity. This angular velocity can be treated as angular frequency because that represents the number of revolutions. For example, if angular velocity is equal to some 4 pi radians per second. So if angular velocity is 4 pi radians per second, that means it is completing 2 revolutions, 2 into 2 pi per second. That means it is completing 2 revolutions and that is called as angular velocity, angular frequency. So angular frequency is omega. Then what is this linear frequency? Linear frequency means, so now how many vibrations have been completed, that is called as linear frequency. Angular frequency means how many, not how many, how much rotation has been done. That means here 4 pi, this much rotation has been done, that is called as angular frequency. Then this linear frequency is here we can see that the example is if 4 pi radian per second, this is the angular frequency. So how many revolutions has been completed? 2 into 2 pi per second. 2 pi means 1 revolution. So how many? 2 into 2 pi. That means 2 is the linear frequency. 2 vibrations has been completed. Now linear frequency. This can be written as if angular frequency, this is omega, linear frequency can be written as 1 by 2 pi into omega. So F is equal to omega by 2 pi. So this is how linear frequency and angular frequency are related. Then what is this time period? Time period means to complete one oscillation how much time is required. So in 1 second this much f revolutions are completing. To complete one revolution, how much time is needed? 1 by f is needed. So 1 by f means 1 by omega by 2 pi, that is equal to 2 pi by omega. This is the time period. So time period, angular frequency and natural linear frequency. So this is about simple harmonic motion.